This is a Sunliving A70 DK. Now the really interesting thing about this is it's a 3.5 ton vehicle, so you can drive it on an ordinary license, but it will actually both sleep and transport with seatbelts 7 people. Well, sleep 6.5 really, because one of the beds is really just a child's bed, but nonetheless, for a family, that is absolutely brilliant. Now this has got the Fiat 2-litre engine, it's 140 horsepower, and as you can see, she's a coach-built vehicle, so a load of space in this one. And then down on the outside, this is quite interesting. You've got a water filler here, so you can put a hose straight into there. But this one's actually a water pump. That means that you can put a container next to it and it'll actually pump water up into the vehicle if you need to. If we carry on around to the back, you can see what a big vehicle it is. You can see also it has the area up above the cab. That's what gives it so much space inside, or at least one of the things. If we come right on around here, this is interesting. If we open this, like so, that is actually the inside of the vehicle. You've got the beds here, there's bunk beds at the back, one here and one here. Of course, you can lock these, so you have got security there at night, but it means you've got a big boot area down underneath. But what is excellent is that you can actually tilt this up. I won't do it all the way because you need to release it on the other side as well. But you can see how that goes. It goes up against the side there, and then you've got a massive area there to chucking in bikes or paddle boards or whatever else you want. That I think is excellent, and I'll show you that in a bit more detail when we go inside. Let's close that one back up. And this is where we access the vehicle. We're going to start here right at the front, I think. This is what I mentioned on the outside, where it's got the accommodation that goes over the top of the cab, and that gives you a big double bed up here. And you can see that ladder that's across there, that hooks into here, and that gives you 2 of your 7 beds. And if you look underneath it, well, then of course is where you drive from. As I mentioned, it's based on a Fiat, so you've got your normal Fiat dashboard, and this one's actually an automatic transmission, which makes life nice and easy. So that's all pretty straightforward. Now if we just ease ourselves back a little bit, you've got a table on this side. Now that will drop down and make that into a double bed. So that's giving you then 2 up here, 2 here, and this one makes into that sort of half. So for a small child, absolutely perfect with that drop down. It also means, of course, that with it down and infilled, you can use that as a settee. So if you don't need so much space, you can just have that as a sofa on that side next to the seating areas. That's a nice social area. And I mentioned seatbelts. Well, we have got 2 seatbelts here. We've got 2 more seatbelts here for people facing backwards, and there's another seatbelt. You can just see, in fact, I look down in here, that's the buckle for it, on this seat, and a headrest. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2 people at the front, 7. As I say, absolutely fantastic for a family. If we look up here, there's a load of storage up in places like this. So that's all the way along. Some quite nice lighting in here as well. And on this side, exactly the same kind of thing. So that's all up in there like so. If we head on back, we've got the kitchen over on this side. So there is a 3-burner hob, and you've got the oven underneath. This is an extension that lifts up, so if you want a bit more space, you've got it. And the sink there as well, of course, and then underneath it, drawers and more drawers. There we go. Opposite that is the toilet. That is in here. What's nice about this is that you have got this separate shower area. That I think is really nice. So you can see the doors for it here, they come across, and that means that you can have a shower in there and you've got somewhere dry to step out of and get dried before you come out. And then over on this side, that's a bit of storage in there. But what you can also do is pull this little fella down and you've got a sink. So again, if you're just in here washing, then that comes across there. You've got this area to stand in, so it's really making as much of that space as it possibly can. And then finally, if we come back again, fridge is over here, like so. And these are these bunk beds that I was pointing out when we were outside. So you can see that's the door that I mentioned, and this is the one that will lift up against here. You've still got this one up above, but it makes that a massive area to chuck bikes in or whatever else. And then of course you can take those out, drop that down, and you've got sleeping. Or indeed you might not want all of those beds anyway, so you can just leave that permanently in place. But that is what takes the sleeping up to 7, because you've got 1, 2 there, and then as we mentioned before, 2 on this side, 2 up there, and a child's bed on that side. So fantastic for a family. These are really popular vehicles apparently. And that, I think, is fairly much it. There's a bit of kit up here I could show you. This one's heating and so on, and that one there is battery monitoring and that kind of thing. So there we go. Nice bit of kit there, isn't it? Let's come right back up here to the front. I'll take a seat here, and I will say thank you to Highbridge Caravans. They've organised this tour, and thanks to you guys for watching. We'll catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.